and then they go away laughing.
That's one of the bad sides of black experience in Russia. You never feel human. You're always a toy.
You was telling me there's a game that people play when they see a black guy.
Yeah, so let's say it's a group of 3 kids, yeah? And they see a black guy approaching them. The guy that notices the black guy first knocks his friend on the shoulder and he wins the game. Sometimes it'll be a group of 7 kids and one guy just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, shit.
Bro.
Did you ever get offended from that?
Nah. Bro,
Never.
we are gods. We are gods.
Yeah.
And when you're black in Russia, you really feel it. You really feel the power of black presence. Because anywhere I go, room full of celebrities, even policemen, I feel that I don't want to say like an advantage, but some kind of influence on them. I don't know why is it. Maybe because black culture is so influential. Maybe because it just works on the contrast.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anywhere I get to in Russia, I feel the highest in the room.
And then they go away laughing.
How do Russian women view black men?
Love it.
So before you came to America, that's how you felt?
To be honest, when I was like 6 years old, on the Russian TV, you know, we're after Soviet Union and everything, there's a black guy. He came on a live TV, right? He started singing in Russian about that he's a chocolate rabbit. And like that whole 2004, 2005, why would the black man coming to Russia performing in our language, you know, changed like the whole concept. So every white woman was singing that song in Russian.
How do Russian women?
Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahawah, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honor to the head elders and apostles, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Also want to give a shout out there to the hopeful elect, to Yahawah, if you are who are sincerely in this truth, as well as believers of this word, but not just believers, but doers as well. And again, to you, I like to say shalom. All right, this is just going to be another quick lesson, man, through the spirit and power of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. And of course, like always, Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. But getting straight into it, I guess I'm going to just title this one, you know, Israel is soon to be on top. All right, Israel is soon to be on top. And as you just seen, based off the 2 quick clips we just watched, you know, just showing you the different experiences of Jake's, you know, where the first one you
and then they go away
experience of, you know, Jake experience in Russia, you know, living in a Russian community. And one thing he mentioned is that, you know, he said it's like an advantage. All right, it's like an advantage. You know, he also mentioned you can't escape the curses. You know, he kind of get, you know, sly way made fun of or whatever. But, you know, he still feel like a god, you know, dwelling in these lands, man. All right. Well, you know, dwelling in the land over there in Russia, the modern day land, Russia today. All right. And, all right. You know, just again, you know, which proves our point that, you know, Israel, man, you know, we really the people that these other nations want to be like. You know, as the saying say, it says, they what is it? They hate us because they ain't us, or yeah, I think that's how it go. They hate us because they ain't us. You know, a lot of these nations, they really want to be like Jake. All right, that's why a lot of these nations they rock the Jake swag, you know, the Jake slang. Or whatever it is, man. These other nations really want to be like us. You know, one thing he mentioned, he said when you walk in the room, whether it's policemen or celebrities or whoever it is, you know, it's like all eyes is on you. Okay? And that's really because, again, man, you know, the Israelite man is you know, he's a precious thing to look upon, man. All right? People, they glance at us, you know, as if it's like we're a spectacle unto them. All right, and you know, sometimes it can, you know what I mean, it can be in the way of the curses, or sometimes it can be in the way of the blessings, because we are the Lord's people. All right, but you know, either way it go, the Israelite man is going to be on top at the end of the day. All right, and you know, the second video, which Salakia, I think I want to play that one again.
How do Russian,
you know, with the Russian women, you know, which we know that, hey, them Russian women, the German women, you know, they love Jake, man. They love them some Jake, you know, but how much more when Jake is in his perfection, and Lord will, we are that number, we come down off them chariots, man. All right, but I'm gonna play this again, and we're gonna get right into it.
Women view black men.
Love it.
So before you came to America, that's how you felt?
To be honest, when I was like 6 years old, on a Russian TV, we're after Soviet Union and everything, there's a black guy. He came on a live TV, right? He started singing in Russian about that he's a chocolate rabbit, and like that whole 2004, 2005, why would the black man coming to Russia performing in our language, changed like the whole concept. So every white woman was singing that song in Russian.
How do Russian
Yeah, man, cause Jake, man, we them trendsetters too, man. All right, but look, man, I'm gonna jump into these scriptures, man. I'm gonna read here in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." Now, we dealing with Isaiah 14 and 1, okay? Let's read that slowly once again. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob." The Lord is going to have mercy on the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But that mercy is only going to, that mercy is only going to pertain to the elect, all right? Those who are seeking the Lord, in faith, truth, fear, and sincerity. Right now, man, those are the only ones who's gonna obtain that mercy. Okay, basically those who are seeking for salvation in these latter days. It says, "And will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land." Now, you're gonna have, of course, 2/3. They're gonna come back, all right, but they're gonna come back in the loins of the elect. All right, they're gonna be saved, but it's gonna be through the loins of the elect. You see, meaning they're gonna, obtain the promise of the Lord. Okay, well, they're not gonna be saved on their side, because the scriptures speak about how they're gonna be cut off. All right, but they're gonna obtain that promise. Okay, through once again coming through the loins of the elect, man, and they're gonna be shameful for a great period of time in the kingdom. Okay, but they're gonna be in the kingdom. Okay, and they're gonna be well benefited as an Israelite, man. All right, they're not going to be treated as the heathens. All right, they're going to have servants and things like that as well. They're just not going to have the status of elect Israelite men. All right, it says, "And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." Now, that stranger, that's a very well stumbling block, to two knuckleheads that's coming out with their own doctrine saying that the heathens can be saved. That stranger is dealing with the Israelite foreigners. Okay? Remember, the scriptures speak about, many who speak different tongues and languages, roughly paraphrasing. They gonna, those are the Israelites, because we were scattered. Isaiah 11:11. All right, you got to consider we were scattered, okay, amongst these other nations. Okay, so the Lord is going to deliver us from amongst these nations, man. All right, here we are. We're not, we're Hebrew Israelites. Okay, but here it is, even us in this truth. We was once Americans, meaning in the mindset of American. Okay, we some of us, speak the English language really, really fluently. I can say me myself, I don't speak it fluently, man. Which lets you know this not our land ultimately. Okay, but we have English names, things like that. We got Babylonian names. We strangers. We was once strangers unto this word. Unto the ways of Yahawashi. Okay, but it says and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. So this lets you know that we're gonna have slaves. Okay, matter of fact, when you finish it out, it says, "And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." Here it is. Israelites are gonna rule over their oppressors, man. Okay, which we hope to be of that number. Okay, because we want the first ticket. All right, we want the first bus ride home, man. All right, we don't want to come through the loins of the elect. You know what I mean? We want to be of the elect. Okay, so that we might get those benefits, of having them servants, you know, on the first go round, man. You know, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So the Lord is going to give us rest. All right? He's going to give us rest. And this is the spirit why this is the hot topic right now, Gentiles to be saved. Because that lets you know that our salvation is close, man. Here it is, you trying to get on the bus right before the doors close. Hell no, man. All right? Your name wasn't written. Okay? You can't come through, what they say, you can't get in this party, man. All right? Your name ain't on the list, man. Okay? You see, you lost your ticket, which a lot of you Israelites, you're going to lose your ticket for those of you who have turned back, all right, went back into the world, all right, who have lost patience. Okay? You're ultimately going to lose your ticket, man. All right? All these guys, Genesis, you know, these guys, they lost their damn ticket. You know, they sold it. You know how you get tickets to a certain event and you sell your tickets? You know what I mean? Yeah, these guys, they sold their ticket, you know, to catch that first bus ride, man. All right? And they're gonna have to come through the loins of the elect, man. Okay? It says that thou shalt take up. Matter of fact, I was at verse 3, Isaiah 14:3. I'm gonna read that again. It says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from the fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Yeah, the Lord is going to ultimately give us rest. Okay, because guess what? We're going to have service in the kingdom. All right? We're going to have the kings of these people. All right? These Putin, the elites, you know, and et cetera, et cetera. All right? The rulers of these people, they're going to be made our servants. And here it is. I'm going to prove that. Okay, it says, and the sons of strangers, so like this Isaiah chapter 16 verse 10, it says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. So in the wrath of the Lord, he smote us. He got on our ass. Okay, we are yet this day in our captivity. You know, the Lord, he whoops our ass for certain shit that we go off on, okay? Even as a nation, here it is, where ye shall be put in bondage, roughly paraphrasing, where we shall go into bondage. That what is that? Deuteronomy, okay? Deuteronomy, what is that? 28 and 68. All right. Well, hey, we shall go into bondage. Here it is, by the way of ships. Okay, we're here. We in that hardcore bondage now. Okay, but the Lord, he's going to look favor upon us. All right, for those of us who basically hope and seeketh for his mercy, he's going to look favor upon them. Okay, and he's going to blot out their sins, and he's going to deliver them. And ultimately, if those men endure to the end, he's going to put crowns upon their heads and palms in their hands, man. Okay, meaning they have received the victory over the beast. Okay, Lord will, again, we of that number. But as well, the portion of those men they're gonna have a great portion. The reward is beautiful. That's why it's worth waiting for. Okay, that reward, it includes fucking servants, man. Okay, these heathens, they're not gonna have a partake in our inheritance, man. Here it is. Everybody got a turn to get their hands on Israel, but when it's Israel's turn, everybody get a part. You know, man, fuck that. You know, these heathens, man, they going into slavery, man. And that's thus said the Lord. Okay? Because these people living it up now. You know what I mean? They living it up right now. These Edomites, they over us. Okay? They got their foot on our necks. You know, the fucking Moab. You know, Elam, Ishmael, Ham, Japheth. All these damn different nations that are over the children of Israel. And they look down upon us like we ain't shit. Okay? But here it is, the Lord, he's turning those curses around. Okay? Those curses are being brought upon our enemies, as the scripture saith, man. Okay? But let's continue. This is Isaiah 60 and verse 11. Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. So yeah, them gates gonna be open. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be a business going on, okay, day and night. All right, the exchanging of different herbs and spices, and also concubine and slaves, man. All right, that's gonna be happening day and night, every day except for the Shabbat. All right. Okay, those are the times to come into, man. And again, the Israelite man is going to be exalted to the max in that day. You know what I mean? You know, these Edomite women, which, you know, hey, they got a thing for Jake now. But wait till the kingdom. All right, well, they really gonna have a thing for Jake, man. You know, these Moabite bitches, you know. All right, all of them. It's gonna be beautiful, man. And guess what? Our wives, they're gonna be in order. You know, because the Israelite woman, look, you're going to be exalted in that day too, but you're not going to be a whore, okay? You're not going to be a whore. You're going to be exalted above these other nation of women, okay? You're going to have certain, you're going to have like certain aspects and certain, Salakia. Damn, we got to get out of these bodies, man. That's why we need to be at perfection. All right, I just had the word on my mind, but you're gonna have certain things that these other women are not gonna have. You're gonna have many things that these other nation of women are not gonna have, man. All right, and you're gonna be happy. Okay, just throwing that out there. You're gonna be happy, man. All right, moving on. Let's get Matter of fact, verse 12 it says this is Isaiah 60 and 12. It says for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. Yeah. So if anybody want to put up a fight, they're going to perish, man. We going to come down on their ass, man. All right? With those spiritual powers and those new bodies, man. All right? And this thus said the Lord. Hey, man, yo, Salakia. You know what I mean? Hey, this getting a brother excited just even thinking about it, man. All right? It says, the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree and the pine tree, the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious, which is the earth. All right, here it is, the earth, man. The earth looked all sick and shit, man. All right, she's not yielding forth her fruit because of the ones who are very much in power right now, man. Okay, but here it is when that new heavens and the new earth, talking about that government body, that new government. Therefore, it's gonna bring forth a new earth, man. Because the earth is gonna be under a new rulership. Okay, that means new laws and legislation, all that. You know, it's gonna be up under something totally new. Okay, and so she's gonna be able to be in her perfection. Okay, under the rule of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, remember he says, "I will make the place of my feet glorious." Okay. That's the, again, the feet of the Lord is the earth. Remember, he said the earth is my footstool. Okay? But moving on, let's get, let me see. Matter of fact, it's more in this, man. Verse 14 says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come.
Women.
It says, Salakia, the sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. That's it, man. Yeah, all these nations that hiss, clap their hands, and talk their shit at us, you know what I mean? Guess what? They gonna come bowing down. All right? Oh, like Jake said, he said, because we are gods, bro. We are gods, and that's true, man. Yahawashi said that. Our Lord and Savior said that. He said, ye are gods, but ye will die like men. All right? We are gods, man. Okay? So therefore, and just humbly saying, man, not saying all, in no boastful matter or nothing like that, but just in the spirit, you gotta move like a god, you gotta move a certain way, man. Because here it is, the Lord, he's written laws and, statutes and commandments that's going to benefit us, and give us everlasting life. So we acquire that. You know, and those laws, statutes, and commandments what really makes us gods upon the earth, man, because here it is, we bring forth life, man. All right? And it's through Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, man. Okay? But moving on, let's get, matter of fact, let's see. Is there more on that? I believe that's it on that one. I'm going to get ready to close it out, man. Get back to it. You know, it's just something that was on my spirit. You know, had to get to it, man. So, yeah, we're going to close out with this. This is Micah 3 and verse 6. It says, for I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So here it is, man. Ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. The Lord, he changed not. All right, like we read, the Lord, he will always have mercy on Jacob. Okay, so yeah, I can, you know, Lord will, you know, we are that number. We keep enduring, we keep fighting, you know, because the Israelites, they're going to be on top. All right, and I'm going to leave it with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, I'd like to say, Shalom.